So from Lamudi, Kian, we're building online real estate marketplaces all over the world with a very strong focus on emerging markets and very much so in Asia. Very much similar to what iProperty does, two very obvious differences. One is we cover different markets except for Indonesia. The other, they have a better looking CEO. I'm going to talk about our backing, Rocket Internet, because this defines a lot in how we worked and in how we were built in the beginning, how we seized the opportunity, how we go about this, why we are progressing on a fast track, and I think I can probably say that we are one of the, if not the fastest growing real estate portal around the world. And then and how we're progressing on it, what is our KPIs, where we're heading to, and where do we think we will be in the future. Rocket Internet, I guess most of you are very well aware of by now. They publicly listed in Germany. They just recently IPO'd. They were founded in 2007. More than 100 businesses were incubated within the network. The most famous ones being Zalora and Lazada. 25,000 people work in the businesses that were incubated by Rocket, and more than 4 billion euros of capital were raised. Rocket differentiates itself from other incubators or VCs, etc. Very much by a very, very strong belief in what my colleague from iCar just raised. It's all about execution. So in the end, we say, we put it to the next level, it's 1% and not 5% and 99% in execution. And that doesn't only relate to the model or the business that you're running, but on an everyday basis in how you're progressing and how you move the business further. It's really about execution. And that execution shows for Rocket in a manner that it does for no other player in the entire world. It's very straightforward in how this execution is, well, how it is executed and how scale is built. It's being confused by sometimes being on microphone and sometimes not. Do you hear me if I talk without? No? Okay, I'll leave it on. All right, so it's a very straightforward process. You identify the model that you want to execute, you identify the markets in which you want to execute them in, then you build based on top expertise in SEO, in online marketing, in IT, in business intelligence, across the board, all supporting functions, the best expertise you can find around the world. And then it's about building scale. And building scale is really about that execution and rolling out in multiple countries and within that countries having the right teams that are building that scale. And then eventually you have that global network of companies that really adds value to that network incrementally by helping each other, supporting each other in setting up new businesses, in benchmarking, in basically sharing expertise and knowledge across the certain functions. So how did this play out for Lamudi? As straightforward. We looked at the proven model, and that is one of the best proven models in e-commerce, and not only for developed markets, where in basically every developed market, the player is a multi-billion-dollar business, but also iProperty is doing a fantastic job in the region and has shown incredible profitability here in Malaysia. Property Guru is doing a fantastic job, and that is the path that we're on, and that basically we're foreseeing for ourselves. So very well-proven business model. The target markets are as straightforward, and we believe classifieds is a no-brainer model in every single market in the world. So it's really about the economics through which you can drive executing the model in the particular market. Now, Indonesia, Pakistan, Bangladesh are huge markets, and it's going to be for sure a huge market in classifieds, in online classifieds. Then execution is about people. So the best people, it's difficult to find, right? Everyone has always that issue in finding talent. With being part of a Rocket, the Rocket network helps tremendously. The best people, the smartest people, the most ambitious people, the most eager people apply to Rocket Internet because they want to be part of that incredibly fast-growing companies that Rocket comprises of. So the best applications that you find get basically forwarded to a company like Lamudi, and we take a pick. And then it's extremely straightforward, and it's my favorite question actually in my interviews when I interview for country MD roles. Assuming now you've done your homework, you arrive at the airport in let it be Cambodia, a country that we're not active in yet, and your goal is very straightforward. You build and scale. How do you go about it? You arrive at the airport, you find a location to stay, you find office space, which typically is also supported by Rocket because there's already a venture that has the office space and you can first, get your little seat in. And then it's basically building scale, building team, so building scale through the team and onboarding the first sellers on the platform. And after you onboard the first sellers on the platform, you go live, you scale further, you build demand side, and then you scale further. It's very, very straightforward. Not saying that every single market is exactly the same market per se. We obviously don't take from one country and apply it 100% to the next country, but there's so much learnings that you take from one country to the next country, and so many similarities that this basically every market that we launch newly is easier for us to build into scale. And that shows in the footprint that we built. And we, over around 12 months, we built 6 countries here in Southeast Asia, starting with a test country in Myanmar, then Pakistan, Bangladesh, Philippines, Indonesia, Sri Lanka. We're already #1 in several of those markets. And I'm confident to say that there's been no player in those markets that is even close to our growth across KPIs, actually. What makes us progress on this fast track? A part of this is very much the Rocket side of it and the expertise that was built, but also in how they basically framed our business in the very beginning and the mindset that they helped us build. And our mindset is that in this business, you're not going to have eventually every single country and a respective classifieds website. It makes no sense. The 90%, 95%, if it's 90, 80% of this business is finding your new dream home. There's no logic behind the platform being different from country to country. So what we built is a perfectly scalable organizational setup in Berlin that not only unifies the platform, but also the expertise in online marketing, in SEO, in business intelligence, and basically all the supporting functions, and only leave what's really country-centric to the countries. And basically just making the minor tweaks that are necessary to the model in terms of pricing, etc. That setup helped us not only, or helped us scale, but it also set us on a level of sophistication that other players need 10 years to build. And I'm not just saying this, but it's literally as such. The business intelligence on which we're working, how we use data, and how Rocket helped us in the first half year and what we could build on, other companies without that background can simply not match. And the same holds true for online marketing, for SEO, for the other respective functions. Now, yes, there is differences from country to country, and we don't not believe in it. We absolutely believe in those. But again, the major difference is not how people search. The major difference is in how much trust does the population put in agents or developers. What is the shift between agents to developers? What is pricing that we can apply? What is the competitive environment? So there is tweaks, yes, but in the end, again, it's a very similar process. We're selling a marketing channel to an agent or to developer. That is the same across markets. Whether the products that we sell from one market to the other are 99% the same. So the majority still stays, and it's really just the tweaking on a local level that basically we need to apply to make the model or our business work in the respective country. And as you can see in our growth KPIs, this plays out quite well for us. We always focus in the beginning on building relevance and building basically our listings database, the clients that are working with us. Then we shift our focus towards building demand, whereas SEO obviously is focused from day one. And then we focus on increasing our quality and driving monetization, which also has positive impact on quality, because a paying client always worries more about his account than a non-paying one. So in terms of the listings, we had a compound quarter growth since the beginning of 29%. And this is basically being done through best sales approaches that, as I discussed, are only minorly tweaked on a country-by-country basis. But this is now basically a level where we say we created that relevance in the respective market, and we're not going to drive and just push on listings, but we really want to work on our clients in improving not only how they upload and what quality of listings they upload the listings, but as importantly, how do they react to inquiries? Because the next step of the user when he goes to the platform is first he needs to find what he's looking for. The next one, he must be intrigued, basically by looking at the quality of the information that he's looking at. The third one, he does an inquiry, but he gets no response. Then we again providing the user experience required. So that is what the level of focus or stages of focus that we have. And demand, we only look at now on this page on free visits and app downloads, given that I think traffic everyone can buy. And we also, Aikar just spoke of the quality of traffic. That is very much the other side of it. It's not only about the traffic that you're buying and the quality of the traffic that you're buying, but it's the economics that you drive your progress in terms of the entire company, right? And how you drive, on which ROI you drive your monetization. And our total free visits, as you can see, grew on a compound quarterly growth, quite similarly to our supply side, on a 28% quarter over quarter. Our app downloads even stronger so, and everyone's mindset is about mobile that will increasingly go so further. This translates into monetization for us, and despite the fact that we are around 200 years younger than iProperty and iCar, we make very strong progress